The journey that led me to this very moment was paved with hard work and people along the way to help me succeed in life. After completing this course, I've learned more about my strengths and weaknesses that will make me become a better leader and a better person. The different tools learned from this course has helped me succeed in completing my program and to start my journey in my career. I've also taken these teachings and have incorporated them into my personal life. One of the first lessons that we learned in our course is how to manage our time. Time management is a skill that most people struggle with no degree in either their personal or professional lives. After discussing and learning what David Crenshaw was trying to teach us was the importance of managing skills and improving, I found out that I've accumulated too many gathering points. Gathering points is a physical or digital space where anything unprocessed gathers. Learning this, I found out that I have a lot of gathering points in my personal and work life. This was the product of switch tasking. I would start something, get somewhere in the middle of the task, and try to start something else. This causes a lot of my projects and homework growing up to become sloppy, and most of the time taking hours to accomplish. Being able to address my problem and learn from it by using time management techniques by helping to consolidate gathering points. I've been able to separate my gathering points by putting documents into a dedicated digital folder. Also, saving messages in my emails has saved me a lot of time when trying to search. Although all throughout high school, I struggled with procrastination and not managing my time wisely. My job is task-oriented and requires efficiency for strict deadlines. Employees sometimes have to rely on my portion of the project to be finished in order to proceed forward. I would always struggle with focusing on particular details and would lose sight of the main task. I have incorporated strict frames into my daily work schedule to help finish tasks faster. This has spilled over into my studies as well. I have set specific study times and homework hours to make sure classwork is done on time. This tool was first step in developing characteristics of becoming a great leader. What makes a great leader? What are the ways that a leader can help to improve workflow and chemistry with their fellow staff members? Effective leaders have a way of inspiring their employees to strive together to reach common goals and to ensure their organization's success. I learned that there are certain characteristics that leaders should have when working with their fellow peers to ensure positivity. Bringing positive energy in the workplace will help spawn excellent chemistry with your staff. Working in environments that can be draining is also a struggle to deal with. Being able to spread positivity to your fellow crew can sometimes be the one tool to turn the tide. Recognizing great accomplishments with fellow peers will always help form strong bonds with anyone and help make you become a better leader. We learned from reading by Tansky Phillips several leadership tips and different traits employees look for in their leaders. Employees want less micromanagement, recognition, and appreciation. Employees also want a leader who cares for their well-being. Employees want a leader who will listen to their opinions and their input on the matter. It's better to listen to than to talk at your employees. They want someone who will give them honest feedback. 69% of employees say they would rather work harder if they felt that their efforts were being recognized. These characteristics are building blocks that I will use to help form the base on how I would like to be with my employees and treat folks with common courtesy in my daily life. Later in our course, we started to learn about the basis of power and how these different forms, when used in the right setting, can be very effective. The 5 bases of power are legitimate, reward, expert, referent, and coercive. Each have their own effective in different types and certain circumstances. When reading the different ways these bases of power are being used, I reflected on the situations that might have been used at work. Expert is based on a person's high level of skill and knowledge. This is used quite a lot in my line of work. The expertise used by my fellow employees helps complete tasks on time and makes sure that the safety of others is being implemented too. I hope after graduating and taking my degree into the workforce, I too will be able to use my expert knowledge to effectively get projects completed. Rewards were another tool that were used effectively at work and even in personal life. Reward power is defined as power whose basis is the ability to reward. This was used by giving employees paid time off, or sometimes the staff would nominate a hardworking staff member and they would receive a gift card reward for exceeding expectations. I found that potential rewards kept us motivated and more positive. Growing up, my parents used this form of power too. They wanted to, if they wanted to get something done from me, rewards were one of the best forms to influence me to complete a project. Being familiar with different ways to influence others in a positive way is a great tool to know and to understand. Each leader has a different style they use in the workplace. Even in your personal life, you may prefer a particular way of presenting yourself. After taking the Leadership Matrix survey, I found out that I am more comfortable using a facilitative style. Facilitative style of leading is someone who will let their employees determine how the structure of operations goes, which evolves it into a learning process with staff. This can be a great style to use if I were to become a professor, and could use this to my advantage by making a teaching environment. Getting to know your personal style can help better understand when to use another style. I also learned that facilitative style can help create chaotic settings when used ineffectively. This type of leadership was used by a former boss, and I could see how this would be a bad style to use in situations. He gave his staff too much free range to complete tasks, and most of the time projects would always be done late. Being well versed in my own style will help me better learn how to mold my types of leading and be all-encompassing and help construct best practices in different situations. Treat others the way you want to be treated. That's the motto that I have lived for the most of my life. I will say that I definitely was a little jerk when I was young. You start off ignorant of others' feelings and opinions, but over time, building relationships and refining interactions with fellow peers can help you learn how to properly treat people. This is both in professional and personal life. Treating others in an ethical way is one of the foundations in becoming a great leader. This might even make me become the villain. Being an ethical leader isn't easy, and sometimes it's unpleasant. Terminating an employee who cuts corners or uses company's property for personal projects is necessary, but it's not enjoyable. Throughout the course, we found out the different traits and behaviors that will help us succeed in our lives. Learning the effective tools such as time management and how this will help projects and tasks to be done on time. What traits that you can bring work environments to spread positivity. How employees want to be appreciated and recognize their good work and deeds. I understand that the different influences of power and how a reward system can be highly effective and motivate staff. The understanding of the different leadership styles and how each can be effective in different situations. Finding out that the style I'm most comfortable with is facilitative. This style can be suited in learning environments and can be ineffective in small businesses. The course taught the leaders should be present in themselves to inspire others. These techniques in both my personal and work life will all allow me to grow as a person and help me share a vision to a bright future.